Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Man the Maker and welcome to a new Let's Play for 6 Ages, Ride Like the Wind. What is this game? Well, I believe the developers, A Sharp, you can see them up there, they describe it as a storybook strategy game. If you are familiar with King of Dragon Pass, this is the spiritual successor. They say spiritual successor, but I mean, A Sharp made the original game, and it seems very, very, very similar. Taking place in the land of Glorantha, a mythology that they created, I believe, for the game. Our goal in this game is to guide our clan to something. I actually don't know the end game of this. I haven't played it at all. I have played a fair amount of King of Dragon Pass. Doesn't necessarily make me that great at the game. But where the old game and this one, I think, will shine is really kind of in the narrative experience, right? And it needs that because, frankly, I mean, the game is mostly text and watercolor still art. Very beautiful, oozes personality and style, but, you know, isn't the most graphically thrilling. So if that's not your thing, you know, we'll just put that one up front. I don't mind it at all. I really, really loved the original game. And we're going to go ahead and make a bunch of decisions to try and succeed, whatever success might be. This is, like I said, my first time playing. I've watched a tiny bit on YouTube to kind of familiarize myself with some things, but I'm going to really be kind of drawing on my experience from the old game. And we're just gonna go in. First thing, we gotta make our clan. I'm just gonna go with Red Like the Wind. These are not apparently revealed? Yeah. During the turbulent Gods' War, things are happening. Your story begins not long after the gods made people. The Golden Age was a time of harmony, ruled by the sun god Yelm and his appointees. Your clan traces its ancestry back to those times. Which of the gods did they favor? Yeah, we're guiding the destiny of a small clan. Well, I'll pick their favorite destiny, our favorite god. The Earth Mother or Emperor Yelm, shining above the Golden Empire? Or Nialda, the great Earth Mother, whose bounty made sure no one was ever hungry. I do like food, but the Golden Empire? No, we'll go with the lady. We built the shrine to the earth. Later, we made sure to have one wherever we moved. The Golden Age ended when the storm god Umath forced his way into the world through a flaw in the sky dome. Constantly moving and violent, he rebelled against Yelm. Yelm's celestial sons responded, sending Umath crashing to his death in the far north. I guess that's Umath right there. Other gods fought as well. As instability spread, humans became more dependent for survival on the gods. In turn, humans helped the gods. Which famous event of the gods did your ancestors support? So it identifies the type of people who made up our clan. The milk gift of Busanari, the cow mother. If you like me some cows. The Battle of Akashar, when shining Elmal saw through the stratagems of the Changer. Oh, there's a lot to pick here. 17 Banner Camp, when wise Rolander advised Corlovis how to ally the Bird Riders. Now, bear in mind, none of us really know what's going on. I am familiar with some of these names. I do kind of know some of these gods, but it's okay. It doesn't matter, right? If you don't know, we're going to figure it out together. We're going to experience this world together and kind of discover the wonder that's within. When Busarian engraved the first ledger tracking the planets in motion. Astronomy. Just kidding, I love astronomy. When Harissa first sang the bone melding ballad for Keskor Breng, the grain contest of Erconus, where the barley goddess Pella prevailed over millet and bezel. What is bezel? Beetzel? Some other kind of tasty thing? Is millet tasty? Have y'all ever eaten millet? I don't know. I don't know if I have. The Brass Bazaar, where Ekarna acted as broker between Nida Mountain and Gennerit's Garden, and when the Weris Mir joined us as citizens. I'm going with the shining Elmal saw through the stratagems of the Changer. Oh yes. Ever since, men and women of our clan have been steadfast in battle. They will have higher than average ability in their combat skill and find it a little bit easier to perform Elmal's ritual. Great. Your ancestors expect you to remain true and oppose their enemies. The Ram people, who worship Orlanth, may prove to be the toughest foe throughout the game. So we probably don't want to make enemies with the Ram people, not initially. But we do have to choose, I guess, who we despise the most. or something like that. Umant's son Orlanth led a conspiracy of rebel gods against Emperor Yelm. Armed with the new power of death, he slew Yelm, sending his light to the underworld. When the sun fell from the sky, the empire fell apart. Smaller suns lit the world in Yelm's place. Darkness and sea gods became a threat, but the storm god Orlanth and his violent allies dominated. Oh boy, Orlanth. What was the worst danger your ancestors faced at this time? We got some choices here. Trolls filled the underworld to the surface darkness. Always hungry, they tried to devour the herds. Trolls scary. Trolls very scary. The Great Flood drowned the Empire. We helped Anaxiel the Sailor build a great ship to save civilization. There we go. Anaxiel, as he's always been known. The War of Many Suns, when pretenders to the Solar Throne fought to assert control over our golden city Nivera. Kind of like that one. The Rampity marched on the Empire, razing the city of Elenpor. We helped the Emperor avenge it. When the city of Chimes wanted to surrender to the Scorpion Queen, we gave them heart. No, it was the War of Many Suns. Again, I have no idea how this is going to affect us unless it tells us. This time it did not. Or did it? Or does it right now? After the sun died and the Empire fell, he remained true to his son Elmal and prevailed against the false suns. Since then, we fought the cities of Darahapa, particularly warlike Alkoth. Right? I mean, false suns. Screw those guys. More details of the stories are in the lore screen. By the way, your hero's name is pronounced Hyalor. Alright. Many more gods died as the gods' war worsened. Hyalor of Nivera found the crippled spirit who had once been the winged, fanged hippogriff. He saved her from death and made an alliance. Hyalor gave her a new name, Gamari, and she allowed him to ride. Hyalor returned to your ancestors with this secret. They became the first riders. Now, this makes me think, right? We are the riding people. I know in King of Dragon Pass, I'm going to dip a little bit into that game just momentarily, there were the horse people, and they were bad. They were like, whichever group of people that you are in that game, I don't recall, the horse people are your enemies. And they are terrifying, man. I've been wrecked by the horse people so many times. So now maybe we will become the horse people, because I know this game takes place before, same world, but takes place long before the events of King of Dragon Pass. So we became the first riders. Great. Storm and Cold continued their conquest. Orlan's barbaric worshippers sacked Elenpor, the Darahapan's empire's southernmost city. Yeah, screw you guys. I'm down with that, right? Our enemies. A great sheet of ice crushed the city of Verapor despite its volcano gods. It ground relentlessly south. What are you doing down there? You just chilling? I mean, I guess it's terrifying in its inevitability, which can be scary. But okay, it's a glacier, glacial fear. It sounds like a mediocre metal band. The Emperor began building an immense dome to hide under. Rather than cower inside, the citizens of Nivera chose to move away from the glacier. Your ancestors had trained horses to ride. Others drove chariots. Everyone had to leave behind many of their gods behind. Which god did you bring? Riding, smith, brewing, glassmating, the red dye insect. So maybe this is like, with these things, we will be able to make something somehow? God of writing? Let's go with the writing. After is one of the few clans who can still read and write. That seems useful. That does seem useful. As usual, there's no best choice. This helps determine your starting clan. The city of Nivera loaded their possessions and headed in the 4 directions. Your ancestors headed south. They had to fight plant folk, stone folk, ram people, and trolls. They prevailed and prospered until there was not enough room for all of them. They divided into 4 groups. One remained. The others went west, south, and east. Which group was your ancestors? The most warlike, best herders, the wealthiest, the best musicians, or the most dissatisfied? Our ancestors were much happier in their new clan. Oh, okay. I wasn't quite sure what that meant, but I guess we will be happier? We're the happy writing folk who are slightly better at combat? Yeah, cool. Your ancestors, I think it might give us a synopsis of all of our choices at the end. Your ancestors crossed the mountains to the south. Who do they find on the other side? Goat herders, farmers, or hunters and gatherers? I like me some goats. I mean, there's goats there. Yeah, I'll play along. I'll play along. Once our ancestors might have taken outsiders as slaves, but those days were past. How did you treat the herders? We took them into citizens. Yes, we're very inclusive, us reading and writing folk. Very progressive. Open borders for all. The herders shared secrets of Uryata, the great mother, the goat mother, in fact, with the clan. Your ancestors prospered, dividing into new clans several times. The charioteers also grew and moved into your valley. They said the ice is on the move and made war on you. Ugh. Here you pick the difficulty level, which primarily determines starting conditions. Even with easier difficulty, you need to worry about economic disaster. It's much more likely at hard or harsh. Finally, you took what you could and again headed south over the mountains to a wide valley. Your scouts reported that the best pastures were already taken, but found land along the right bank of an untamed river. Definitely not easier. About the same as our last migration. We could just go harder since we had fewer resources and fewer friends. I mean, it's entirely likely that this will end in complete disaster for me. But I'm okay with that. I'm not going to go with much harsher. I'm fine with losing. If you've been on this channel before, you'll know that. All right, let's go with harder. What was even with careful management, you should be able to produce enough food once you build up your shrines. You can change any answer by clicking it. All right, so now we can choose our situation. We can pick our clan. Ooh, boy. No. Ah, okay. We will be the makers. We will be the makers. Restores. I mean, I think this is... You can raise the stakes by limiting your ability to restore the game. Yeah, no, we're going with Iron Man for sure. We worship now the Earth Mother. We're down with Elmal, who was a clever general. We are enemies of the Dara Happens. We left Nivera to make sure to preserve the secrets of writing. We were the most dissatisfied, which will make us the most happy now, kind of. I don't think it's going to work out in the long run, but sure. During the second migration, we discovered goat herds and brought them in, and life will be harder than usual. Boom. And we're finally into the beginning of the game. More reading. Again, I told you in the beginning, right? This is the way of things. There's going to be a lot of reading, and the action will be in our imaginations, folks. And I do hope you join me, because I'm already having a blast. I don't know if you can tell. I'm very excited. The 2-week sacred time precedes each new year. The clan performs ceremonies to allocate its magic resources. Magic at the bottom of the screen. We have 8 magic, which I think is good. Reserve 8. Okay, we have not had a chance to finish clearing land, so we should use fields rituals to make sure we grow enough barley. Now, we can, okay. This is our council. We apparently start with one, but you can switch them around. And their personalities and their strengths will have great influence on things as we go forward. So, I mean, without even knowing anything about them, we've got Elendrai here. I think they are in particular places, right? These symbols here, maybe they're in certain jobs. I'm not exactly sure offhand which one. She wants us to do fields. You want us to, you want the barley. Okay. More food stuff. Pasture magic will help our livestock. Can't produce enough food. You want the fields as well. You want magic for rituals, so we can sacrifice the mysteries. Yes. Concentrate our magic in a few areas. Of course, they're all, Lankarin. Interesting. I like it. I like the idea. And you want to set up shrines in our new land, which promote magic ritual. So, okay, we've just talked to them without even knowing what's up here. We got all kinds of magic situation, and we can say, hey, boom. We got a reserve of 6. We can assign them to certain things. Now, I don't know exactly what all of these mean. What does wilds mean? Pastures? I mean, fields, okay, we know that's... Fields is for growing things. That much is obvious. Pastures is for our cows and maybe sheep and stuff. Harmony, maybe internal peace. Crafts is to make crafts, which you can use for trading and the such. Exploring is obvious. Wilds, I have no idea. Health will probably just make us healthier. War better. War to play. Yeah, these are all obvious. Ritual, I think, makes it, I mean, better to build sacrifice to the mysteries and to set up shrines. So I'm not really sure what that is. Also, I should probably just read this. In the 4th year of her chieftainship, Elindrai, that's ours, so she is the chief, led the entire the Makers clan. Should have just been Makers, I guess. The entire of the Makers clan, it's going to annoy me, south over the mountains. Many said this would be our last migration, with the ice growing to the north and barbarians to the south. We settled near the untamed Black Eel River, finding new pastures among clans that had moved to the valley earlier. Some were friendly, others less so. It was time to rebuild our relations to our gods and neighbors. Before we ran out of food and wealth, we had stockpiled for the migration. We also needed to finish preparing our farmland and homes. We are known for being the last clan to arrive in the valley. So Saga opens up, no, yeah, that's our saga, right? We know about all that. I'm going to follow their advice. Everyone's telling me I'm in. Fields are important. One thing is, if you are involved in fights, you can use magic for that. There are events that can also use magic. I think we're going to go with fields. Somebody said pastures too, right? Help with our livestock. Oh, okay. There's a lot more information. I don't want to get too far into that just yet. I'm going to go with fields. I think I'm going to put some into ritual. Maybe just one, because I don't know really the effect it will have. One into exploration, because I think we're going to do some exploration. Probably the first year we're not going to engage in a lot of aggressive behavior. Probably not. Maybe diplomacy might be a good idea. I don't know. I mean, we are reading and writing. I really don't know here. Pasture, another ritual, and let's leave it. Let's leave it at that. We've got a reserve of 2. Actually, they 2 people suggest ritual. I'll listen to them. I'll kind of follow what they say, and we might look into doing some exploring as well. Boom. Let's go. Since you have just moved to a new land, you need to finish making it a home. Items in the menu on the left show what needs to still be done. Houses are unfinished, limited pastures, limited fields, and food yield shortfall. Okay, a lot to take in here. What we can take a look at right away is the things that are on this screen, right? We got 331 commoners, 283 children, 9 warriors, and 30 nobles. You can go away. The warriors, yeah, these are like knights, I think. Is it? I mean, it's a bit different than before, so I don't actually know. Previously we had thanes, and they were like the super soldiers, and then you also had footmen of such, but no matter. We are in the sea season. Time to prepare and sow the fields. There are seasons, and the things you do in those seasons will tend to vary, so we're going to be aware of that. Elendrai 5, I think this is the 5th year that she is the leader, is what that's saying. We've got, yeah, stop. 0 fear, 1 mock. So I think this is our relations to our neighbors. 1 person likes us, 1 hates us, 1 mocks us, and none fear us. We've got 9 swords. Is that the warriors, I suppose? 625 in our herds. It's very, I'm not sure what that means. We also got goods, and we got 2 magic left over. Okay. Houses are unfinished. Well, we should do that. Okay, can't do anything there. This early season, let's look at the wealth situation. It's great that you review your clan's worldly treasures. Also, you can send out trading caravans. I don't see anywhere to be like, oh, we have a treasure. Artifact holy to Hyalor increases magnitude of victory when attacking with survival in mind. Okay, magnitude of victory when attacking. It's only if you're going to win already. Interesting. We got cattle. We got goats. I'm not sure what the goats necessarily do. We also got a lot of horses, which is pretty great. We got food for 3 seasons right now. Where? Limited pastures, limited fields, but how do I do anything about that? Let's talk to our people. We have no trading partners, we have no market. We should send out caravans to form trading routes with other clans. Interesting. You also want permanent trading route. You want me to explore. Might discover some rare items that our crafters could use. Stockpile future lasts us a year or 2 unless Earth these seasons harvest fails. We need to enlarge our fields. We need the help of the gods. Our food stockpiles are unacceptable. Yeah. We have not yet cleared forests to make more pastures, and we not yet prepared enough fields. And we will make 56 cows worth of goods in the following year. How can I clear more stuff? Well, here is the map. This is where we can send out expeditions to explore the new lands around us. We are right here. We've got our neighbors around. I don't know if the colors mean anything. Down here is what we would do, but we don't want that. I want venture. Size and mood of your clan, new advisors. This lets us reorganize. So all 7 families are represented. Okay, also, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on here. What you kind of want to do, right? I mean, you want to have everyone that like is pretty well off and balanced. I'm gonna let this episode go a little bit longer, but there are different roles. This tells us who's the best in things. Different roles. Everyone's got all these different stats and everything. Why do you have one more? You have no food skill. Circle needs the most about hunting. People are happy to see my leadership. Stories and customs. You have excellent lore. Like I can look, see, like this one here, it's got heroic lore. You've got heroic lore. But I need one of every family as well. I think I'm not gonna mess with this. We have a lot. I wish. Who's here already? Reorganize dialogue. Yeah, the 2 white checkmarks denote the chief, and it will show other people who are there. It makes a mix of trade-offs between a mix of skills and religions and representing the families. Okay. So can I see who's working already? Yes. Like you are working already. Ooh. A vacancy in the clan circle. I don't think I'm going to do this now. You can reorganize stuff from the very beginning, but I'm feeling like that's going to be biting off a little bit too much for me. How do I build anything here? Caravan. This is war. We can do raids. We can fortify. Herd raids. Map we know. Relations. We can send emissaries out. Flint hearts fear us the most, and the eyes of Gold Clan most disrespect us. We also have magic here. This is where you can kind of look at the shrines available to you. My God, shrines give you the bonuses that, you know, if you build to them, you have to build a shrine and then sacrifice several kinds of magic at your disposal. Sacrifice for blessings of the god, or build a shrine to make them more permanent. So yeah, you can just build a shrine. Like for example, we have a bonus to crafting. That's all we have. Helps basket makers, potters, and weavers produce more. But if I wanted to say to Hyalor, we can do some other things, more law stuff. Elmal is our friend here. Not going to look at any of that just yet. What I really want to do, what is a venture? Show the clan's magic and active spirit magic by clicking the rune towards the bottom of the menu. What in the God's name is this? We have steadfast. This is. Alright, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a cut in here, and I'm going to like familiarize myself with this menu a little bit more. Okay, maybe it's true. I don't really know what's going on. I know what's underneath. I just got to find it. And hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I am like really excited about the kinds of stories that we're going to get into together. Because in the end, that's really what this game and Kingdom Dragon Pass has been to me. Is just they're such good story generators, right? So we're going to be looking at trying to make ourselves safe and secure initially, and then potentially prospering further on. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Put it down below in the comments. Thoughts that you might have. Any suggestions, tips. I'm always eager to read from you guys. And I do appreciate the help and tips that I've gotten in the past. And just, whatever. You want to share something, go for it. We do have a Discord. You'll find that link down below. You can always join me there. And if you like what you see, if you enjoy the channel, the subscription button is there, free of charge. So, you do you, boo. Until next time, my name is Man the Maker. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day.